Hi, and welcome to another exciting episode of Andy's Talk Show. This week, we have a new show for once. This is not a repeat, trust me. Okay? Okay, you've never seen this one before, no matter who tells you otherwise. Got it? Alright. Because you know, this is going to be exciting. Alright, Jacob Fogerson, Marine Corps recruit. Well, he's a Marine Corps person. What do you call yourself now?
Private.
Private first class. Jacob.
Nope. No,
just private?
Yeah, private.
You're lower than private first class?
Yeah.
You're first class something else. Anyway, he's back from the Marine Corps training, and he's going to tell us all about his little experience in the Marine Corps. Is it good to be home, Jake?
Oh, yeah. No place I'd rather be right now.
Really? It's exciting to be home?
Yeah.
Are you excited to be home?
Yeah.
Are you glad to be home?
Yeah.
How long are you home?
10 days.
10 whole days.
Mm-hmm.
Excitement. Isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Exciting. See, this is what we have trouble with on Andy's Talk Show. A lot of dead silence.
Dead silence is a problem.
A problem, yes it is. And you know what we ought to do?
No.
We should just start filling this dead silence with just absolute nothingness. Just kind of like horns and honks and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
Ducks quacking and stuff like that. So what was it like? Where did you go for Marine readjustment and brainwash?
Marine Corps Recruit Depot, San Diego.
California?
Yes.
Did you meet any California girls?
No. They didn't have very many girls on base.
Really?
No.
Why was that?
Well, because we were training.
You were training?
Mm-hmm.
So no girls.
That's right.
So there was no training. There was just train.
Yeah.
Okay. So was it tough? I mean, what's
Yeah,
the toughest
it was
thing
tough.
about boot camp?
Toughest
Marine.
thing about boot camp
Yes.
is just getting used to their way of thinking.
Oh, their way of thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boot camp is mostly just a big mind game.
A mind game?
Mm-hmm. They mess with your mind a lot.
I'm surprised Jacob made it. Anyway. Jake. Oh, Jake. You've changed a lot, Jake. I mean, just from your suntan. I
Yeah.
mean, suntan kid, man. He's woo-wee.
Got a haircut too.
Let's show a before and after picture. How about that? This is Jake before, and this is Jake present day. Yeah. That's horrible.
I had hair back then.
You had hair and a hat.
And a hat.
Steelers hat.
Steelers hat.
Ugh. No, I like this.
I never thought that would come off.
Really?
Yeah.
You did pry it off, did you?
Hmm?
Was there anything growing underneath there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So did you get to watch any of the Super Bowl or anything like that? I mean, it wasn't too long ago. You must.
We saw part of a football game on Thanksgiving.
Oh, that was nice of them.
The commanding general decided that, we should have a little surprise on Thanksgiving, so we all went to the base theater, had some pogey bait.
Some what?
Pogey bait.
What's that?
It's what we call like popping candy and
Ah.
all that stuff we're not supposed to have.
So you did get it during boot camp?
Just that once. Had some pokey bait and watched part of the Dallas Green Bay game.
So who was winning when you guys left?
Dallas.
That shouldn't have been like that. Who were you rooting for in the Super Bowl? Were you going for the 49ers or
I don't care.
See, the Steelers weren't in it.
Yep.
They got knocked
I was
off.
hoping for my Steelers-Packers Super Bowl, but it didn't happen.
Didn't happen. Big Steeler, Pittsburgh fan. Oh, you seem a lot more fit. I mean, you lost like 18 pounds, didn't you?
Everyone loses weight in boot camp, even
Yeah.
the skinny ones like me.
I should join.
Disgusting. I was hoping to gain weight and I lost it.
Well, you know, what can you do? What can you do, really? It's just one of those things.
Eat when you're on leave, that's what you can do.
And boy, is he eating, man. It's been
Non-stop.
nothing but a non-stop. He's been eating like every minute I look at him. He has some candy bar in his mouth or something like that.
Yep, and it's got to be junk food.
It's got to be junk food because, Now, we got some of those MREs. I'm in a military science class right now at the University of Montana. And we got some of those MREs. Boy, those are nasty.
I like them.
They look like cardboard. I mean,
They taste good. Have you eaten one?
No.
You haven't eaten one?
They give you an omelet in like a cardboard box and say, "Oh, well, it's food."
It's inside the cardboard box. It's inside of a bag.
It's inside of a bag, inside of a cardboard box.
Yeah.
Okay. And
You
then
rip
what's
that
in the
open and
bag?
it's kind of mushed up egg. You take your little spoon and eat it. They're good. I like the MRE. The MRE. I was surprised. They were mighty tasty. If you get one with the peanut butter, that's the best.
Give me a jelly donut any day.
I could live on MREs for the rest of my life. Except there's a special chemical in them that makes you constipated, so you don't poop while you're in the field.
That's probably a bad part of the MRE.
Yeah.
What does MRE stand for?
Meal ready to eat.
Man, there's like something like 2,300 calories in one of those suckers.
There's a bunch,
Oh,
but they don't fill you up.
yeah.
They're small.
Oh, yeah.
The portions are small. I wish I could have had 2 sometimes.
They give you candy bars in those things.
Yep, there's pogey bait in those.
Pogey. Pogey bait. Excuse me. Pardon. Anyway, what other fun things did you get to do?
Oh, lots of stuff. We did many fun things. Actually, it depended on what you thought was fun. See, I thought field training was fun, rappelling was fun, the obstacle courses, firing the M16.
Sure.
I thought the whole thing was fun, but there were other people that were just miserable.
Miserable.
Mm-hmm.
Were those the people that kind of like lag behind and stuff like that?
Yeah.
See, that'd be me. I'd be miserable. You're a very brave man for going in the Army. That's why Mom always liked you the best.
Mm-hmm.
Dad.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And Dave. And grandparents.
I don't care who Dave likes. It's your younger brother. For those of you who don't watch the show, which, we don't care about you anyway, so. No, we care about all our viewers all around the world. Some of that dead silence again there, Jake. Fill it up, Jake. Come on, fill up that dead silence.
With what?
I don't know. Nervous laughter or something. I don't know. So now that you're back in the real world, for at least 10 days, what do you plan on doing besides eating?
Visiting, hanging around, just
Hanging around.
relaxing. A lot of relaxing.
Yeah.
Non-stop movement in basic training.
Basic training is non-stop movement.
Yeah.
So if anybody's out there in TV land watching right now who would think about going into the Marines, what do you have to give them some advice maybe?
For those of you thinking about going into the Marines,
Thinking about going into the Marines, yes.
thinking about going into the Marines, it's a good choice. It's a good choice. Boot camp's tough while you're in it, but once you're out, you're a Marine, and it's the best feeling on earth. If you just stick through it, all you got to do is stick together, work as a team for 12 weeks. When you're out, it's a high. It's a high.
Hoorah!
Hoorah!
Hoorah! Hoorah! Now exactly what does hoorah stand for?
I don't know. It's just something you say when you're motivated.
Well, what the hell did they teach you in the Marines anyway?
Oh.
You think they'd give you an
You
answer about that hoorah thing?
You people that think boot camp's all physical and stuff, nah. There's a bunch of knowledge you got to learn. There's a lot of classes. You learn things. You get smarter and stronger in boot camp.
Especially how to sexually harass.
It's a great experience. Yes, you actually get sexual harassment classes. Not how to sexually harass people, but how to avoid those sorts of situations.
You ever heard of tail hook? Okay. Get out much, Jake?
I don't know. I've been kind of locked away from the outside world for 3 months.
Was there anything that surprised you, at all when you got out? Like, the 49ers won the Super Bowl? Or like, President Clinton was elected president?
Well, you're not completely,
You do
away
get the
from
newspaper,
civilian life.
though.
You get a newspaper every Sunday.
Well, that's wonderful.
And you can write home, and people can write back to you.
Well, certainly.
Boot camp's not that bad. I was surprised, People will tell you that it's the worst thing ever to happen, but once you're in, it's not that bad.
You're gonna look
So
back upon
if
this
if you're thinking, if you're scared to join the Marines just because of boot camp, don't be. Boot camp's tough. I'm not going to tell you it's not hard, because it is, but it's easy once you're through it. If you look, now that I look back on it, it wasn't so bad.
It's lovely. Yeah, it's lovely. Oh man! So what are you gonna do in the Marines now? Now that you've got your career, are you gonna be in the infantry, or are you gonna be throwing grenades, or are you gonna be serving lunch, or what?
My program called, it's sort of a wide open field. It's called technical support option. And there's various things that I could do. I'll know what my MOS is 10 days into Marine combat training, which is coming up here next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday. And then we won't see you for another year, will we?
Maybe. I don't know.
We might see you sooner, we might never see you again. I hope
doubt
so. Quiet. The house has been kind of quiet since you left there, Jake, I must say.
Mm-hmm.
The cats kind of miss you, though. I've got to feel sorry for her.
Why?
I don't know.
She's mean.
She is. She's terribly mean.
A stinker.
She's vicious. She's a stinker. Everything. No, you were in the Marines. You wrote me once, and you said,
I did.
well, you wrote all of us, and you said, I wish I was down at MCAT taping with Andy or listening to music. It's amazing how much you miss music or something like that.
Yeah, I missed a lot of just normal daily activities.
Mm-hmm.
But, there really wasn't enough time to think about it because you're always moving in boot camp,
Mm-hmm.
You can't stop and take a breath. You get an hour of free time every night, and that's when you think about all the things back home.
And then you write something down, or
That's time for letter writing and
that's good.
relaxing and
Yeah.
polishing your boots.
Oh, that's good. Speaking of music, Pearl Jam. Oh, rock on! Oh man, rock on, man. That was a heck of a concert. Woo! Yes. Taking the time. What?
I'm checking the time.
Oh, there it is on the wall. Oh, lovely. That's jolly good. Oh. So did you make? So has Missoula changed any since?
No.
What about this weather? What's with this weather?
I was disappointed. I was hoping to come home to snow.
It's 90 degrees outside, people. God, it's beautiful. It was so clear today.
I did go skiing once, though. Cross-country skiing.
It was like living in California. I mean, you just come from all these palm trees and all this nice weather down in San Diego. Well, a little. I mean, you were there during the floods in San Diego, weren't you? You were hip deep in mud and stuff. And then you come home and it's nice in Montana, too. I don't think we're ever going to get a winter again, Jake.
I'll be in California for a good part of my life.
That's true. But, at least you're not in, like, Cambodia or, like, Cuba or something like that, That Few Good Men movie, did you ever see that?
Yeah.
Oh, poor Private Santiago.
Hot in Cuba.
Santiago. It's nice seeing you again.
Mm-hmm.
Hope you come and visit some more there, buddy. We're brothers. I guess we don't.
You don't need to shake.
Hug?
I'm going home with
Come
you.
on, hug. Come on. You. The Marines didn't teach you how to hug, huh?
No. That-
Recently, the Missoula Children's Theater performed the best Christmas pageant ever. It was directed by the founder of the theater, James Karen, almost 24 years ago. Joe Martinez, head of publicity, says that the play is an annual event.
The best Christmas pageant ever is what we call a performing arts class. It's a 6-week rehearsal period for local children. They come in and they learn a play, and they also learn more, acting techniques and stuff like that. We've been doing those now for, that's a good question. We've been doing those now for, about 15 years. We do 4 or 5 different performing arts classes a year. We just finished doing a show called Funny Pages. We're going to be doing The Wizard of the West starting in January, so we always have something in town going on for the kids as well.
MCT is also planning on adding on a 400-seat theater onto the back of its current location, the Old Central School.
When the Front Street was first built in 1982, it was a nice little theater. It was a nice little theater. Then we started using the Wilma. We'd always been using the Wilma, and when you think of going to theater, you don't think about going to the Front Street. If you're going out for a night on a night on the town. To see live theater, you want to go someplace that's kind of elegant and kind of fancy, and that's the Wilma. That's how the Wilma has been. And since we haven't been able to use the Wilma within the last couple of years because of fire regulations and stuff, that they had to change a lot of codes, we had to start going back to the Front Street Theater, which we were doing our smaller shows in, which were fine. And so, but people don't like the Front Street Theater. It's nice and intimate, but it's it's not a theater. And so we've decided, the theater in the back is going to give us an advantage, that we're going to get, people are going to come back to theater, they're going to get back in the culture of the whole thing, making it an evening out. And so it's going to be more of a performing arts center. It will be able to be used by anyone in the community.
MCT's commitment to the community and the children is far-reaching, and its continued growth is an assurance that the theater will continue for years to come. For RTV 151, I'm Andy Thogerson. Welcome to What's Wrong This Week. This week, we're going to be doing something totally stupid. What's wonderful this week? And here's your host, Happy. Hello, and be welcome to What's Wonderful This Week. Well, thank you. I'm wonderful, too. How are you? Yeah, whatever. Fine. Get on with it. Oh, joy. Now, to start with, I attended the Pearl Jam concert a while back, and it was most wonderful. The best thing to come to Missoula in quite a while. In a word, it was bitchin'. Wouldn't you say so, Mr. Bluebird? Their new drummer can really beat the Skins, and Eddie Vedder is quite the rock icon. I especially liked it when he wiped his butt with that hat thrown on stage. Oh, how I envy that hat. Isn't this cold weather delightful? No! I think it's a nice change. Now, because of the snow, I have more time to knit, and I can make ice cubes outside and have enough now to last all year. It is grand. It's too bad, though. I forgot my cat outside the other day, and it froze stiff. But that's okay, though. Now I have a beautiful lawn ornament. And now a list of wonderful items of the week. Andy's talk show isn't a repeat. The university is almost done with that new dorm.
And O.J. Simpson is getting a lot of airtime on TV, and it's really helping Hertz, Ford Bronco, meat cleavers, and orange juice sales. And finally, on What's Wonderful this week, there's a big sale down at the crack house in my neighborhood. Remember, a smile is free and a frown is a smile if you stand on your head. Have a wonderful week.
Thanks, Happy. People like that make me sick. Oh well. Join us next week when we'll be discussing the faults of that last host's show. Next week on What's Wrong This Week.
Okay?
Welcome to Places of Ha-Ha, exploring the ticklish portions of the star's anatomy. First up, Howard Stern. It is a little-known fact that little Howie is ticklish just above the left elbow towards the thyroid. Wow, Howie. Gucci, Gucci, goo! Next up, Sharon Stone. It is widely known that Miss Stone is ticklish everywhere. That's why she's constantly laughing. Hillary Clinton recently announced that her husband Bill giggles hysterically if you touch him on something she calls the little president. Andy, from Andy's Talk Show, is ticklish on the inner lining of his nose. And Jerry Seinfeld, the big-time comedian, is ticklish on what else? His foot. And lastly, Sinead O'Connor. It is probably terribly obvious that she is, of course, ticklish on her scalp. Join us again next time for another exciting edition of Places of Ha-Ha.